Hey guys, my name is Sediak and welcome back to another episode of FarmTown here in City Skylines 2, where today we're going to be building a brand new town. Now, last episode, boys, we spent a lot of time right now trying to gain enough XP to be able to get to the next milestone level to give us enough tile maps to be able to extend over here and finally build this new town. And then this new town is a university town. We've already situated our little train station in. We've got the one train line currently coming through, which we need to kind of connect up. And we've also got the highway road, which will continue and lead out of the region. Now, this is going to change our region quite a bit. And I'm quite nervous about this, but also quite excited all at the same time. Now, if you are enjoying the series, make sure you smash that like button down below. And if you are new around here, make sure you do subscribe so you get notified when more episodes do come out. But it's going to get very, very, very interesting. Now, what we need to do is we need to figure out what tiles we need to buy to be able to extend this. We also need to figure out what tiles then need to lead out of the region and where the train line is also going to run. Now, I've given it more thought. I know I keep switching and changing my train lines with how they do they cross through the roads, do they go over as a bridge, and we kind of figured out this nice little design and it all worked perfectly, but I'm still got doubts about how we bring this train line down to hook up to this line that's going to go all the way out in that direction. And I kind of built this. It used to kind of go through each junction. Then I elevated it over, but I just don't feel like it works in this small little town. So I'm going to completely change this altogether. And this will be the final design now, boys. This will be the final design. I'm going to delete it back to here, to where it stays elevated. And what it's going to do is going to come out more elevated, and it's going to turn and go down. And then we're going to bring it through here, crossing over, and then we do the connection there just to make life a little bit easier for us. Or the other side of it is going that way, but there's not really much going on, and it would be quite nice to see the train line being backed on all the farming areas. It would be pretty cool. So that's gonna be my plan, and hopefully your boy sticks to it. So we need to buy some tiles then. Now we need to do this strategically. I've only got 20 tiles that I can currently purchase. So the obvious thing will be is buying this one, because that allows me to extend down a little bit further. And I want to go outside of the region here on the highway as well. So if the roads are to skedoodle down, we're probably going to need to buy this one, and this one. And then we're going to make it go down here. So there, turning. So we have to go there and then there. Now that's 9 tiles altogether that I need to buy to allow the highway to skedoodle out. And just to give me a little bit of space to continue moving down. Now, I do want the train line to go through this way, so I'm going to have to unlock this tile here, and this one, and this one, so I can bring the train line down. I can extend all the farming land down, and the town can also slightly expand this way as well. Maybe get like another little village placed within the middle. And then it's a case of how we're going to connect up the train line that will come this way to this line. Now, if we do the same type of connection, it can pretty much fit within one tile. So if I brought it through here, there, up and over, round, and then down. So I reckon I don't need to buy any more tiles than that at the moment. So I'll have 7 remaining for if I need to do anything with it. So let's buy these. There we go. Oh, this is exciting, boys. This is exciting. So this highway here is going to come down, and it's kind of going to turn and then go up and over the hill and then skedoodle out. So imagine driving and like you come up to the hill here. Let me get speed up a little bit, and then as soon as you get over the brow and you see the region, you're like, whoa, and you go back down, and then you can't see it no more. It should be pretty good. We're also going to extend the train line with it as well, so the train line will kind of link up to it. But we're also going to make sure that this is not the shortcut route through it. Okay. Pretty good. Now, the only reason I'm kind of nervous about this is because we're going to start getting vehicles coming this way down, which will put, one, pressure on this junction. But I'm hoping I can do a little slip going out to kind of make it a little bit easier. And if they come down to here, we're going to see all kinds of chaos over there as well. But the only thing I'm thinking of is the vehicles that enter the region here and just simply drive through and exit we'll also be able to go this way and use this bridge. So it might mean there's less vehicles over there. I don't know. It could be a good idea. It could be a bad idea. So let's get this situated then. Let's first build the train line going through, and of course the highway as well. So if I pick there, right, and then we're going to bring this, continue to go out, and then how far do I bring it before we start snapping it in? So let me kind of just situate where I want these roads to run. Now there will be windy and bendy. So if I place you there... Oh, no. Okay, I can't place you there. I'm going to have to place you like that. There we go. Delete you. And we'll also run, to a certain extent, the train line alongside of it. But the train line will then eventually disappear away from this. I might go back by one just to kind of give us that little bit of space in case we do upgrade the width of this road. So placing you there. Running this also all the way down. And straight out, and then we just got to get these boys together. So let's start with this. So the snap would be round about there. So if I bring you to here, and then that train line, snap bend it in. So a 129 by a 129, and then straight and simple and forward. And then the same with the road right now. So if I bring this to there, bring this road to there, and then this snapperoonie, bam. It's a 217. Right, that will work out. Ooh, this is exciting. This is going to be exciting. So we're going to bend it down and then wind it in, and around here is where it then splits, and the train line goes that way, and the highway continues to go down this way as well. So we'll get this highway to kind of first run a little bit further before we situate the bend to kind of then snap in. And I reckon we run straight about there. And then that's where we're going to see the train line then disappear from this. So the train line in question then will run straight here. And then if we get it to also run to about there and then kind of bend off it. So that is a 127, 125, that works out. So that's where it bends away. So it sticks together but bends away there. Ooh, this is quite exciting, boys. This is quite exciting, and I'm hoping we can also then allow this road to run down to then bend in. So, because like, I know I keep saying this every time, but I want it to be treated as if we had the original road run through and then we built a highway bypass. And I want this to work the same as well. So like this going down here was the original road that turned in, went all the way down here and then merged in and went that way. And then we've got the bypassing highway, which because of the speed differences, they should use over this road. So let me just kind of also situate this road in. So continue to bring this down. Right, there we go. And then we just got to figure out where the best selection of the bend will come into place. So that's a 190 by a 187 we'll work with. There we go. So that's like the original road where it almost looked like it bends with the train line. And then skedoodles out. But then we have the bypassing highway. By the way, boys, we're almost very, very close right now from getting this connected. So back to the highways. And do I just go for a big bend here? A 223. Oh, that's not a bend. So I believe it was a 223, right? If I'm not mistaken. 223. No, wait, what was it? 233, sorry. I'm sure it was a 223. There we go. And then bring this straight in. Right, glorious. So logically, they should use the bypassing route and allow this town here to be a little bit more free-flowy. Now, it looks like it's going to be quite a big town, but it's all going to be low density. So, you know, don't get caught out on that. Don't get caught out on that. And then we'll first get the train line here connected. So we'll bring this out. So that is going to go to there. So a 276. No way that's C. I feel like that shouldn't be the same width. I don't know why. It just kind of feels like that. So a 2... Oh, man. I thought I was on bend mode. Right. 270. By 270. So they do slightly stagger because they're kind of, you know, slightly off-centered. But we got there in the end, boys. So by that logic now, we're now connected from this part of the outside of the region. Now, vehicles can now make this journey, which they're already now starting to appear. So one standalone little taxi there. And I'm going to preempt the issues that we're going to have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to decide very quickly, where do I bring this from? I'm going to decide very quickly that we're going to have an issue here. Wait, what's going on here? Let me pause and put this back in. Why can I not? Why can I not do a bend there? Oh, I can now, but I've got to go further back. I don't like the idea of that. Right, scrap that, because I'm going to make it up myself right now. So if I went bam, 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 and obviously flip it back this way. Oh, that's completely off. Why does it feel completely off? I think I'm just going back way too far. But I can't figure out the best area would be. Right, I'd go like that for now. I'm not going to beat around the bush because I'm wasting too much time here trying to get this situated. But I'm preempting. That's where we're going to have an issue. But if I allow them to kind of slingshot off that junction turning to go up that route, we could ease a little bit of the traffic burden, but we'll see how we get on with it. We'll see how we get on. Now, if I fast forward, and now we're starting to see vehicles spawn from over here. Now, I've either added more vehicles to the highway network, or maybe I've taken some off of this route, and you'll start seeing people go this way. Only time will tell. Oh, I don't like them doing that. Right, let me make sure that they can't do a left turn. No left turns, thank you. Oh, no left turns, I just realised. And then no right turns. And no right turns here. Because you got to use the slingshot. That's what I'm calling it, boys. You got to use the slingshot right now. So, it will only kind of, you know, aid a few vehicles. But that should do us some justice. So, without doing any of this then, we've just got to sort out this train line and how this is going to run through and how this one's going to connect in as well. Now, I'm going to do it where they kind of connect as a triangle. We're going to kind of build some form of a triangle down here, but the land does drop off quite rapidly. So, let me just figure out first then where this train line will run through. So, if I placed it, let's go straight. So, if I come off, for example, I reckon we do it like this. We'll go there to there. And then we're going to bring this up. It will kind of turn to go up and over to connect to that. This will also connect in it as well. Then we do a nice little swoop around to get it all connected and situated just right. So this will run down. Now this could be subject to change as well. This could be subject to change as well. I just don't know how I'm going to make this all work. But if that goes up and over, and we're going to bring it a little bit further down to swoop round to then do our little trumpet connection. Now this is coming at a diagonal, this is. So this is not as, this is a little bit unorthodox for even what I normally would do. So I'm going to bring it down in stages. So if I do a, let's go for a 120 by 120 bend. And then bring it down to 5. Now we do another 120 by a 120 bend, bringing that down to 0. And then if I can get this to now, this is a 145 by 144. That works as a little slingshot round. But it's what I can do here is going to make a difference. A 230 to swoop in. Now, the reason you got to go really, really big is because they're trains. They can't do sharp bends. But that should do exactly what I need it to do, right? That should do exactly what I need to do to be able to go in multiple directions to lead out in that direction as well. Right, that's glorious. Road maintenance vehicle. Oh, somebody said the reason I'm having so many issues is because I don't have enough capacity. And you are right. I did check it before the start of this episode. And I've only got 10 vehicles and all in use right now. This is one thing I forgot to expand. So I can add it on for an extra 5 vehicles. But I need to build more buildings. I'm well aware of that, boys. I'm well aware of that right now. I appreciate it for those who spotted that. Because I am borderline blind. Now, here. This is my next one. Now, you know your boy likes to have the train lines connected for the roads. But a lot of you have said to me, the highways are not the best idea to do it. Do an overpass on a highway. Which we're now going to come up to a highway road here. So I will have to kind of technically overpass it there. But I want it to try and at least run alongside all of this, so I kind of need it to align correctly. Now if I went there to there, I'm trying to figure out where the best bend would be. I think we do it here. So we'll get to here and then we're going to bridge it up and over. So we're going to go for a 10. Nice and long. So only when the train line crosses a highway is where I will reposition it to be a bridge. If it doesn't go across a highway, we'll then make it cross over the road itself to keep that rural effect in place. So this is now going to be interesting because we can have a nice long swooping bend down. If I can, yeah, there we go. So that is a 432. But at the same time, we kind of also want that to run straight because that's going to lead down into there. And then we just have to get a nice swooping bend back down. So if I run this, for the most part, going diagonal, I've just then got to get this now connected. So I reckon we come off. Let me just go to here with this. Because we're going to get this to almost not run parallel, but almost run parallel with it. But we're a little bit too far back on the old benderoony here, baby. So can we snap this in? We're actually really close now to getting all this kind of far. Actually, I don't know how far this runs down. Okay, that's completely well early. Right, we'll get it to snap into that. So let's go from this way because this will be the shorter route. So a 177. There we go. So that runs through, and then we're just going to situate a bend here. So this might be a long bend as well. So 139. 397. Where did I get 139 from? Which that will work like that. And then we have that beautiful little kind of train junction. Now all in place. And then we're going to build our farm network around this. So obviously I won't build it up to this, but we'll make the dirt roads crisscross, the normal roads crisscross as well, and try and incorporate this in the middle of farmland. I reckon that will look really, really good. So now I've just got to figure out how this is now going to pass over. So it's staying up on a +10. So bringing this back up to +10. So stays up. And then at this point here, which I'm probably most comfortable about there, is where now the road has completely leveled off, but the train line still stays high. So let's go back to normal now. Put this down to a 0. And I want it to kind of run alongside here, straight. We'll go like that, and then this will bend in. Right, once this train line's done, boys, we can then start building the town. So 125. 125. I cannot read today. It's 251. And then obviously all the dirt roads will crisscross over. So this will be interesting right now to see how this plays out. So over like this, which is a 180. Ooh, okay, so the whole snapping over the bridge looks like it's not going to work. It could be that it's too long of a bend. Could have been the reason. Right, there we go. Now, it does mean the train line, obviously, if you want to do like a big train loop, it's going to come down, round in, and go back out. But I don't mind that, for the sake of it looking a little bit better than what it does, and, you know, the designs that we can kind of come up with. And if I do build a village within this vicinity, I can maybe do 2 stops, one there and there, for like multiple villages. You know, it kind of all comes together. You got to work with what you've got. That's what you can pretty much do right now. But we can now have intercity trains run through. Lots of vehicles making their journey round right now. And how much pressures have we got over here? So it's not too many. I mean, if it becomes really bad, I could, if I really, really wanted to, and that's throw like a small roundabout there. I could place that in and just allow the vehicles to navigate. So the ones that I got are kind of crisscross over routes. They can give way and stuff like that. That actually might work out fairly well. I can implement that elsewhere as well. Right, anyway, we've done. We've got the infrastructure now all in place. So we can officially start figuring out how we are building this town. Now, we're going to situate this. I'm actually going to delete this back again. So we can have a fresh start with how this is now going to run. So we're going to set it up on the 224 split. So 224, and that's when we split it to connect down. We'll do it again. 224. And then we go again. So that's how we split the town up. Now remember, this is all going to be low density. 224. And then bringing this down. 224. 224. So once I just get my alignment set up, I'll then decide how many I want to kind of keep in, how many I want to get rid of. So I'm mainly gearing it all up to run along the original road, and I'm loving the fact that they're completely ignoring the bypass, ignoring this road and using the bypass road. So 224's there. That's your last snap before you're running out like that. Right, that's quite a lot, isn't it? It's going to be quite a long town. And we will build it over the train tracks and have the train tracks semi in the middle. But I might do the odd little break in it and just kind of slightly change it here and there. But for now, we'll just kind of keep it really, really simple. So I won't run all of it up. So I might have the connection on this one. And then do a 1. Because that obviously will lead into farmland. And then I'll leave it via... I'll leave a free gap for the next one. And then 1, 1, 2. And I reckon that's all the connections that I want. Because they've got one here, one there, one there, there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. They've technically got 5 entries in. Then everything else will run kind of semi-close to it. But not close enough that anything can happen. They'll become like little dead-end cul-de-sacs. And then we'll plant down like a bunch of trees as well. It's kind of like finalize all the little areas. So running this all the way down. Why can we not go through some of those as a connection? Right, I might bring that one to here. Now, obviously, the road layout will be subject to change. Crazy things will come of it. It's just how we build the town and what we do with it will show us how it kind of slightly changes. Now, I'm not going to have a connection leading that way. I'm going to keep that completely separate as a way to kind of keep things flowing for us. But I don't know whether that's a good idea to have those snapping on as a connection. Sometimes you just got to go right through it to get the right alignment in. Now, I do want to build it up and over. So I reckon those roads that we do connect to the highway will also be the roads that we choose to crisscross over the train tracks. Now, 88, so a 1. 76 is what I need. There we go. I just got to do math in my head right there. Oh, actually, I can't do that because that one doesn't connect in. Because the way the train... I mean, I can reposition the train station. There's nothing stopping me doing that. But I ain't going to work... You know what? No. I probably will have multiple connections going over. Yeah, I'm going to have multiple connections going over. Right, why can't I build? Cutting through. So we'll build one there. Now I'll build this one as well. Hasn't got to be the same ones. These pesky nodes, boys. These pesky nodes. Yeah, I don't have to move the train station then, do I? I might do. You never know. You never know. Right, running through. Wow, it really doesn't like this one, does it? It really does not like that one. Leading over, and then I can kind of build it all on this side. Not too much. But it feels like then the town has this train line running through it. And it's all integrated inside of it. Now, I know what you're thinking straight away, Seniac. This is the grittiest town I've ever seen in my life. Yes, it is. But don't worry, okay? Don't worry. I've just kind of planned out the grid and layout just to figure out how it's all going to go down and work. I will change layouts and all that kind of jazz and add the odd little bend in here and there and squiggle it and create or delete little roads to make bigger squares and rectangles. Don't worry. But all you need to worry about right now is giving me a name for this town. Now, it does have the university in. And by that logic, whatever the town name is will also be the name of the university. So you're not just going to be naming the town, you're also going to be naming the university. So it's a very loose district I'm building. And I just realised I got to actually... No, I won't pump it over there until I start building it. And actually, no, I do need to pump it over here. It's a very loose district I'm building, boys. So do as you please. There we go. That will work. Give me a town name for what we can call this one. It will be interesting. So, we've borderline got the town situated to how we want it to go about. I'm thinking I might reposition the train station to here. Do you know what? Yeah. I'm actually going to delete this. I'm going to delete all of this. All of you. Right. I'm actually going to reposition the train station to center here. Right. So back into play mode. Because I'm going to get the road that crisscrosses over to align properly. It's enough that it does annoy me. I'll try not to, you know, let it lead on that it was annoying me, but it's annoying me. Right, that there, and I could bring this over, but I'll leave that for now. We most likely are going to do it, but I can't really line it properly because I need to buy these additional tiles as well. So let's just get this train station all connected together. So we'll go bam, 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 bam. Simple, simple, simple. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Simple, simple, simple. Right, now that's more kind of situated in the center of the area. Now we do have a bus route that goes over to here, and I'm thinking we could probably replace that bus route now with the train line, but then again I'm not going to, because I still have the bus route that goes from Sierra Valley to FarmTown, even though I've got the train route in. Oh, this is exciting. Okay, so question. Do I, because when it comes to my train lines right now, my passenger train line, I've only got one. Do I just create one big loop and then just put multiple trains on it? Or do I keep the Sierra Valley to FarmTown route in and then have a separate loop? I think what I'll do now is just edit this. Because it also goes out of the region. I might keep that one in because it does go out of the region. It uses the two sides as a stopping point. We'll create a separate loop, that a separate line that does the loop, right? Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Because I forgot that one kind of goes outside of the region on both sides. This one's not. This one's going to be an inner region loop, if that's what you want to call it. So, passenger line. Now, it's going to be quite interesting because how it's going to work... So, if I put you there and then lead out... How it's going to work is it's going to come down here... It's going to go round there, skadoodle through, and we'll get it to stop off on this side. So that should now have added the connection in. You can see it going round and down and all that good jazz. Yeah. Leading up to this way, and it will stop at all the same stops that one does. But the only difference is, obviously, it doesn't go outside of the region. So... it will ease the burden with transporting passengers to and from, but then it comes up to here, it will do the switch turned round, and it will be the first train that stops off at this little village station. So just double checking that it's all okay. We're just going to make sure. The only train that goes down here right now is the cargo trains and the kind of inner city trains, if that even exists. And it will go all the way down here and then turn this way, and it will kind of complete it by ending there. Now, I know it's a bit awkward that it has to kind of come down to go back in to come back out. Let me just pause for a second. But it does what it needs to do. It does what it needs to do. And now we have that loop. My question is, do I need to create one going counterclockwise? Now, if I look at this route, and it's going to want to put on 4 trains, if I can reduce that down to 2, and then I do a counterclockwise loop and have another 2 trains on, that will definitely ease a lot of burdens and not have to rely. Because if you want to go from, if you wanted to go from here to there, you've got to get on a train and go all the way round back. And if you want to go from Sierra Valley, if you want to go from FarmTown to Sierra Valley, you got to go all the way round. Obviously, you hop on the other train, it goes back and forth. But if you don't do that, you know what I mean? It will increase the amount of capacity to get from FarmTown to Sierra Valley back and forth, because now we have like 3 routes doing the same thing. Yeah. I don't know. I'll let you guys decide that in the comment section down below, whether I should add the counterclockwise route in. So that's now all in place. Now let's get some zoning in and start building some stuff. So I want it to be all low density, right? I want it to be all low density. So we'll first figure out where we want the commercial to go. Now, we're going to do a nice little bit of commercial around the train station. It makes the most sense to implement that in. And then we'll kind of switch it out. So we also got this to work with as well for commercial. It is quite a lot of commercial being thrown in. And then we'll bring this going down. So this becomes our major shopping district. Now, I'll bring that to there because that road is also going to connect over. And then it will back onto more residential over on this side as well. Now, I know it feels like quite a bit. Right, so we'll actually get this all built first. Because this will also provide a lot of jobs. I know we are seeking quite a lot of job availability right now. But we'll get all that placed in. Now, we'll add to this train station. Oh, we've already done the upgrades. Okay, perfect. Perfect. And we do need to set up this bus route a little bit better that leads over to here. So the bus route in question right now kind of goes around the small little loop that we've got on the go. It comes down, it goes around to these 2 stops. Now what I'm going to make it do is have a stop just here. We'll then allow it to have a stop just here. Have a stop just outside the train station. And then we're going to make it have a stop just here. We do it just there. So then skedoodle out. So anyone living up here is a simple walk down to the bus stops. And then we're just going to rejig this. So we'll probably come back in the future and improve it a little bit better. But I'm just going to make this new town as interconnected to our current transport routes as we possibly can. Now I'm going to set up a waypoint to go this way around. That scoodles this way, turns that way, and then in. Very nice, boys. Very nice. So this is implementing quite a lot of commercial right now. And that should have given us a fair few amount of jobs, which might have dropped the employment down a little bit. Yeah, down to 1.1. But I'm now going to completely ruin it and place in a ton of commercial, residential. So we'll start here. Now, like I said, this whole town is going to be low density. Oh, the film actor's mansion. So don't expect anything too crazy. So we'll start with the residential there. Now, we also need to implement some of the services as well. So we'll go for the smaller ones, like a nice little medical clinic. We'll throw in just there. We'll go for the firehouse. Actually, any extensions to the medical clinic first? So I could add in an additional ambulance depot. And we'll also add in an extension wing on the building, which will go just there. So I'm just going to bulk up. They're going to be the small variations, but I'm going to bulk them up. So that should see us for quite some time. Now, we'll do police station next, because that is the next larger one. So that fits in quite nice just here. But it has a garage extension, which is its own building that you add on within it. So no need to add anything additional to this area. Now, the firehouse could be squeezed in just here. But what extensions does that have? Oh, it's a garage extension within it. So that all fits within here perfectly. Glorious. Now, we'll get the mail stuff down real quick. So we'll grab a post office. Now, these post offices can be a little bit finicky, if that's the correct word. I can add an extension for the garage on. I can also add an extension for the building, but that's going to be a little bit too close to the highway. So I might reposition that elsewhere. I might just move this over on this side. Add our vehicle extension just there, and then the post van extension. Was that a vehicle extension? A mail storage, sorry. And you just there. So it's on the very end of the town. And then we'll drop a few mailboxes in as well. So mailboxes, we'll add one in just there, and then add one in just over here. So that gives us the coverage throughout this whole town, which is perfect. Next is telecom. Now, I haven't added any telecom in Sierra Valley, and I've only now just realised. So if I placed this one in, let's just say just here. So I'll give us a little bit of coverage just there, and I'll throw in another one at the very end. So it's not a lot of coverage. I've got to work on upgrading that. I really need to work on upgrading that. So throw you into there, and then we'll drop another one further down. Oh, we're actually going to have to place in maybe a multitude of these. I didn't realise how long this town was. So that gives us great coverage for this town, but not great coverage here. And I think that's mainly down to for the amount of users. So we've got some coverage anyway, but it ain't perfect. It's not perfect right now. So with those additional residents, my unemployment, oh, you know, still looking pretty good. So, okay, no stresses right now. Again, trying to keep it all low density. I could do medium row houses. There's also that possibility. So let's just kind of squeeze what we can squeeze in here first. Squeeze because it does start to get a little bit less desirable for certain stuff. That's why we're trying to squeeze in as much as we can for the population side of things. I can't wait till I've got these tiles over here. I know I could buy them now and sort it all out. Do you know what? I could buy them now and sort it all out, couldn't I? Who am I kidding? Yeah, let's just buy those two. At least I can then situate how I want this road network to run. So I really am going to have to kind of slightly delete this for a second. To run that down, to get this back in. There we go. Back into play. And then we'll run this first going up to connect to all of these. But not everything is going to be fully connected. Like, I might go up by 1, 12 there and end that there. End that there. Run this down. Oh, I just completely messed up that, didn't I? There we go. We'll just first initially get these connections in. So a 1. Snap just over there. This one, we'll do the same as well. And then we just got to figure out where these are going to run. So we'll go to there and then we'll do 112 again. We'll get you to go the full shebang. But this is how this town is going to slowly dwindle down. And then we'll run this. We'll run this one out by a 112. And then we'll do the same for this one, but then an additional 112. So we'll connect this one up to there. Run down so far. Maybe that one a bit longer. And then this is where it kind of then the design starts to break up slightly now. So you can see how the town is now slowly coming to... It's quite a large town. I think it might be bigger than Sierra Valley. Yeah. But because of the density of it... Because of the density, you kind of... It's not as big, like in terms of population size. So that works wonders then. We kind of get out of that exactly what we need to get out of it. We could place down some more commercial right now. So we'll back the commercial on itself, and then we got this big large strip of commercial tearing through. Now the only downside is I don't have any industry over here, so we might need to start thinking about where we can situate an industry area. Right, this is all low density, boys. I've gone literally crazy with the extensions and expansions on this little town. But as of right now, we've only got residents, 283. Sierra Valley, over 6,000. You can see the huge difference, can't you? You can see the huge difference. But it's the university town. You know, that's what they're kind of slightly known as. Not to be the huge populous areas. It's just everybody works at the university kind of thing. All the food stations been unlocked as well. But we'll continue to do what we got to do in this area anyway and kind of expand on it. There's people waiting at the train station, which is really good to see. And I'm quite happy about that. And it does exactly what we need to do. So there's always now... There's lots of room where I can expand everywhere. Oh, we got a car crash just there. So should we add in some more of those vehicle road maintenance depots? I think so. I think we need to. There's traffic here from this little semi-truck right now, just driving 10 miles an hour. But this area here we can work with quite well for industry. I think we're going to implement some industry around this little vicinity. So it might be a good spot to implement a road maintenance depot, or maybe a multitude of them. So if I was to get, say, this road... I don't want it to connect all the way down to Snap In because it adds too much pressure on that junction. But if I lead it just to there, and then... Do we add on to these as a building? We do, but it's just that. Right, I'm gonna fixate 2 just in there. So that will give me an extra 30 vehicles in the region alone. So that can kind of help us out. We'll see how we get on with it. But yeah, it could be fairly interesting, boys. Could be fairly interesting. Now, would we need a bend to snap around here? What's going on over here, then? Is this where we now need to start thinking about, you know, proper roundabouts? Is someone going to go? So this is the fun now. This is the fun about all of this. Because we've now got vehicles coming from this side of the region, it changes things slightly. It now, all of a sudden, we've got issues on this road, but it's only down to the road maintenance vehicle. But it's all part of the fun. It's where we've now got to figure out where the issues lie and pretty much what can we do with them to kind of fix them. But other than that, it ain't too bad. It ain't too bad. I will kind of now just place down a few trees. We've been using birch in this area, which I like the idea of. So get a bunch of birch trees placed down where the train line currently is. Act as like a little bit of a natural sound barrier for all the houses and businesses. It's the reason why I placed down all the commercial on that side. Now I know we've got a different type of tree in this area as well. We have oak and hickory. Ooh, maybe birch was not the right idea for this area. Right, let me get rid of all the birch. Right, so it's hickory and oak. So where's oak? That's oak. So we'll go a little bit crazy with the oak then. So different trees for different towns. Not bad, not a bad idea. And we'll also filter this going up and through as well. So like we do with all the other areas. Trees running down, and then we'll also lead out this way as well. So hickory and oak. Here's hickory. There we go. So we'll throw down a couple of hickories as well. Nice, 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 nice. And eventually when that all grows, it will fit within the theme of where the town's situated. So get you run down here because that's where the road is. And again, it acts as a little bit of a natural sound barrier in many ways. So, with all those residential houses now built, this region only contains 288 residents. Just doesn't seem a lot, does it, for how big the place is? But that's the vibe we want to go with. So, can we place them all down here? Will they allow it to be built all there? I think they should be able to. There's a few little areas where they might slightly question it. More residential. Yeah, we might as well go the whole distance for now. And the only thing that we're now missing is schools. So we'll implement a school in. Luckily for us, there's not that many people living here. So I might implement the school just up here. Yeah, it's just slightly out of the way. The trees will eventually build around it. We'll get the extension on. I could put a playground down. No, we'll leave it like that. So we got a basic little school in there. Sweet, mate. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And we'll just see how we get on. We'll just see how we get on. There's a few vehicles been dispatched already. So, has unemployment taken a huge hit? How have we now got -1? Are people now getting multiple jobs? Is that how we've now got minus employment? How does that work? How does it work that we get minus employment? People must be taking second jobs. That must how it might be that's how it's working. But it does go to show us, though, we've kind of sorted out the unemployment crisis. I mean, it did come into play with the amount of commercial we have got in. But we also haven't added that many residents is the main thing as well. So a nice little town there implemented. Look, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Now, once we've got situated more farming areas all built around and more villages and all that kind of jazz, it's coming together ever so slightly. All the farms are no longer not complaining about the educated worker kind of issue, so we must be educating more and more people. It's a bit hard to tell that one because people do level up and move into well-educated and highly educated. But we did bring in a fair new amount of people in, so that would add to the uneducated kind of levels as well. So it swings and roundabouts, boys. Swings and roundabouts with how it all pretty much works, but we've got it all covered. We've got it all covered. Yes. And with that comes more pressures on the roads. But we're not having huge backlogs. I mean, this might be a little bit of an issue at this point. But it's nothing a roundabout couldn't solve. Now, the additional pressure now is they want to now start doing left turns. So maybe we squeeze a small little roundabout in. But I'm going to have to kind of edit this. So this is where the challenges now come into play. And it's just a case of us now figuring out what the best idea and method would be. So a small roundabout... It means it will give everybody their own route that they can take. And it should evenly keep us free flowing from multiple directions unless we completely get a huge backlog. Now I could ease some burdens with having a little slingshot going that way, a slingshot going that way, and a slingshot going this way, to reduce the amount of vehicles that do interact with the roundabout. But like I said, I've always said since I built this that this will consistently keep changing and evolving. And I reckon the next evolution will come in the next episode. But the roundabout is doing its job. It's equally allowing the amount of vehicles to flow from, you know, both sides. And I reckon we'll just kind of quickly sort this road out here. With a little asymmetrical to allow multiple vehicles to turn out of this road. So you get two at once, which will slightly reduce that little bit of a backlog. And any pressures over here? This is a good one with the slingshotting going on. So we can kind of keep avoiding the roundabout. It's like a diamond interchange in a weird way. Are we all good down here? We pretty much are. Right, we'll end it here. I feel like a severe amount of progression has been done in today's episode. A severe amount of progression. It's a long change from last episode where we were just grinding out the XP. See? It all goes to plan when you've got enough, you know, tiles to work with. There's a lot of vehicles making this turn as well. Why has this all of a sudden become quite an important route? I don't know. I mean, they're free-flowing. I'm not going to question it. It's all free-flowy. But, yeah, it's all going in the right direction. Right. We'll end it here. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Remember, give me some name suggestions for this brand new town in the comment section down below. But until next time, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.